Welcome back to another explainer. Today, we're unlocking the fascinating and honestly surprisingly strict mechanics of the UVX digital mining platform. Finding that perfect balance between getting new users and keeping tokenomics sustainable, it's incredibly difficult. But looking at this data, I was just struck by how uniquely UVX is tackling this. We're going to dive straight into the data and walk through the user journey to figure out exactly how this platform ticks. We'll go all the way from that initial sign-up hurdle to how users actually maximize their daily token yields.
So here's our roadmap for today. First, accessing the node network. Second, core UVX mining mechanics. Third, maximizing rates with ads. And finally, daily streaks and bonuses. All right, let's jump right in.
Section 1. Accessing the node network.
Okay, just look at the target assets required for onboarding here. This platform demands some serious, verifiable identity markers. We are talking a government ID card, an original passport or national ID, and date of birth proof through a birth certificate node sync. But honestly, the absolute most intriguing requirement here is this synced balance history covering a full 48-hour period. They're essentially asking for a financial background check right out of the gate. Now, you might be wondering, why does this matter? Well, in the digital mining space, high friction during onboarding usually completely destroys user acquisition. People just give up. But by demanding this intense level of KYC, know your customer, and financial footprinting, UVX immediately establishes incredibly high stakes. It clearly signals that this network values legitimacy and strictly verified humans over just, anonymous, bot-driven volume.
But here's the wild catch. Even if you provide all of those target assets perfectly, you aren't immediately in. Access isn't instant. Instead, node invitations are distributed incrementally, and it's based entirely on your level capabilities. It's a heavily gated process. You prove exactly who you are, and then your entry is metered by your internal capabilities within the system. This controlled rollout does manage server load, sure, but from a psychological standpoint, it creates massive scarcity. You've just handed over your passport and your balance history, and now you literally have to wait for your capabilities to unlock your invitation. It is an absolute masterclass in building perceived value before a single token is ever even mined.
Moving on to Section 2, Core UVX Mining Mechanics.
Now, what's genuinely fascinating here is how the system differentiates its reward tiers based on your actual presence. An active, engaged 12-hour mining session gives you 8.25 UVX tokens an hour. Not bad, right? But check out the alternative. A claimed 12-hour session, which they explicitly label as offline catch-up, rockets that rate all the way up to 11.55 UVX an hour. This is such a wild design choice. Most platforms penalize you for being away. They want you glued to the screen. UVX actually incentivizes you to leave and come back. They provide a massive 40% premium on your base rate as an offline catch-up mechanic. It brilliantly conditions the user to always return to claim what they missed while they were away.
And the tangible result of that offline catch-up mechanic is just huge. When a user comes back and claims that 12-hour offline session at the 11.55 rate,